The Syria attack has become an extremist to the rebel side. In the country of Syria, over 22,000 people are being killed by bombs. The Syrian people have decided to escape themselves to another place which is more safe and secure for them. On the other hand, few people who are trying to escape the dangerous place are taking the risk to travel over another country have lost their lives. There are countries around Syria who are not accepting these people in their country.
We could prevent the attacks in Syria taking place and allow the Syrians to be safe in their own country by speaking to the government and ask them to allow both country leaders to make a conference, discuss their views and issues. They should listen and have empathy towards each other's views rather than being religiously influenced, and it will help prevent the attacks in Syria.
Both leaders must discuss about each other's values and encourage themselves and their people to respect each other. They should allow people in their country to have freedom to believe in what they want to believe in, as long as it doesn't harm anyone. They should make democracy in order to make the right and fair decisions.
And these are the pictures. You can see what's been happening in Syria. Attacks. Very painful.
Hi, so this morning we are talking about the Nazis. First of all, we've got Eleanor with why was the Nazis extreme? The Nazis were extreme because they wanted a perfect race of people. They wanted everybody to look the same. Next of all, we've got Emma with how did the extremists turn into radicalisation?
The extremism turned into radicalisation because it was at first thought, but they then made the Nazis believe that was the right thing to do, so that's how it turned into radicalisation.
After, we've got Anna with why did the Nazis extreme of homosexuals?
When you see they would attempt to cure homosexuality by injecting it, and if they couldn't, they just throw it away.
Then with last of all, we've got Maddie with how can we prevent this from happening again?
I think we should have to listen to what others have to say, such as with different religions, sexuality and disabilities, as it will help us find out about other people's views.
Thank you for listening.
The fight between Jews and Arabs over Israel and Palestine goes back to 1922 and the effects of the World War I when the Turkish Ottoman Empire collapsed. The Romans had given Palestine its name when they conquered it from the Jews nearly 2,000 years earlier. After the Romans withdrew from Palestine, it became part of an Arab and later the Muslim Empire in the 7th century. After World War II and the Holocaust, in which 6 million Jewish people were killed, more Jewish people wanted their own country. They were given a large part of Palestine, which they considered their traditional home, but the Arabs who already lived there and in the neighbouring countries felt that it was unfair and didn't accept the new country. In the 1948, the two sides went to war. When it ended, Gaza was controlled by Egypt and another area, the West Bank by Jordan. They contained thousands of Palestinians who fled what was now the new Jewish home, Israel.
Jews lived there for hundreds of years, but after the collapse of the Roman Empire, the other rulers moved in and expelled the Jewish people. Within this, there is extremism with Israel and Gaza. The extremism within the dispute was because some Jewish people didn't trust promises the Europeans made for a Jewish homeland. They decided the only way to get what they wanted was to fight for it. They organised themselves in groups and fought against the British. Jewish people are not keeping it nice as they think that their cause justifies violence. They think that they are so right and they think that it is okay to use violence to get their country back. Within this, there is also radicalisation. The Jewish belief is that God gave this land to them. This idea is told to every generation to believe that God did entitle them to that country, so everyone has the same belief, and I will not accept this, that there is another point of view, making others believe that Israel was the given country to the Israelis by God. So the Israelis are making people believe that it is their right to have their country back. So to solve this problem, there are two sides that are disagreeing, and they are using violence to kill civilians and destroy homes. To sort the problem out, they should start to talk to each other and realise that they could share the country. If they don't end the dispute, then more families are going to get killed, and the population will reduce. Without people, what is a country? Knowing that Israelis and Palestinians believe in the same God and believe the same beliefs, they should take this as a satisfaction and begin to work together to form a unit.
Hi guys, my name's Sarah.
My name's Sania.
And my name's Nosheen. Today we'll make a video about how to prevent strategies, and it's based on the suffragettes. In 1903, Emily Pankhurst's foundation of the Women's Social and Political Union marked the start of radical new phases to fight to win the rights for women to vote. In the mid-19th century, all a group of women joined together, and they were known as the suffragettes. The suffragettes group existed all over the country, but with different names. But the main aim was all the same, and that was to achieve the right to vote for British women through constitutional and peaceful means initially.
This was considered as extremism to the men because men ruled the country at that time, and women had no say to anything political. Because the Parliament believed that women simply would not understand how the Parliament worked, so therefore they should not take part in the process. This left the women angry, and they were prepared to use violence to get what they wanted. They burnt down churches, they were bombing places, and they were happy to go to prison, but they went on hunger strike just to get what they wanted. Now I'm going to pass you over to Sarah.
Right then. To prevent extremism and radicalisation, everyone is entitled to their own beliefs and thoughts, but this does not mean you can go around killing innocent people just to prove a point, or just to be liked or famous. Everyone's thoughts and beliefs in life is different, but the media puts a twist into the truth to leave people confused or even angry. So to stop or prevent this, we can make a YouTube blog to educate people on what is the truth and what is wrong. This blog will be sent to everyone across all social medias to spread the word around. Thank you. Thank you guys.
Animal testing. Each year, more than 100 million animals including mice, rats, frogs, dogs, rabbits, hamsters, guinea pigs, monkeys, fish and birds are killed in the US labs.
Animal testing is used for products such as medical training, experiments, chemicals, drugs, food. Animal testing may take place at universities, medical schools and laboratories.
Here are some examples of animal harm: torturing or beating an animal, confining and transporting an animal in a way that is inappropriate for its welfare, killing an animal in an unhuman manner, failing to provide appropriate or adequate food or water for an animal, failing to provide appropriate treatment for disease or injury, and failing to provide appropriate living conditions.
Animal rights activists. The origins of the modern UK animal rights extremism go back to the formation of the Hunt Sobekeers Association in 1962. The HSA was committed to non-violence, but in the early 70s, a small group of savers decided that something more had to be done for the animals. They included trainee solicitor Ronnie Lee, later founder of the Animal Liberation Front, who was to spend more than 6 years in jail for his part in firebombing campaign of 1985 and 1986.
Legislation. The Animal Welfare Act 2006 states that the owners and keepers are responsible to make sure that animals are protected from pain, injury, suffering and disease.
It is an offence to cause unnecessary suffering to any animal. Unlike previous legislation, the Act applies to all animals on common land.
But the main question is,
What do you think?